flood rescue training down at Cedar Bridge on the Elk River. Yep, you're good.
I'm gonna look at him, get his attention, whether it be with a whistle or holler at him, let him know, hey, I'm throwing you a bag, okay? So, when I get ready to deploy it, if I do it however method I do, I'm gonna look at him, point to him, make sure he's looking at me, and I'm gonna holler rope, okay? And then I'm gonna get him the rope, all right? Now, this is what's key. When you throw a rope bag, you want it to hit anywhere between his nipple line to his head, okay? Reason being is, it's coming across here. Easy to grab, all right? As you can see with these things on, it's not as easy to grab. Plus, one of the things we don't want it to do, we don't want it to hit here because the first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna lean over to get it and put their feet down. Well, that's where we have entrapments in your feet and stuff.
Generally, in just the flooded moving water, there's not enough current that you have to be in a survival float, but we have a decent amount of current, so we are going to go ahead and show that. One of the things that you have is when you're floating downriver, you want to see where you're going, number one. You want to protect yourself, number two. In a current, we don't want our feet to go underwater, so we want them up in the air. So, Kevin's going to go out and look and float a little bit. Downstream, as you're floating down, if there's a rock, you can push your feet against it. Bounce off of it. If the boat gets in your way, you bounce off of it. Okay? The other side of that, you kind of use your hands to go side to side where you're going to go, those kind of things. All right? So he's going to be easily in the water. We do a wade entry or slide entry if it's deeper. He wades himself out, gets ready to sit down and float, because you may end up in the water because your boat flipped over, because whatever reason, okay?
Everybody ready?
So our victim today will use a basic survival float position so you know what to get into. Lean back, woo, takes your breath away. As he floats, you see his feet are up, okay? Leaning back using that vest, because all of us would have a vest. If you have someone coming down, rolling your back, just relax, right? We got to teach them, because they don't know what to do. Teach them where the position, make sure their feet are up, okay? And then we would throw him a rope. Ready? We're gonna grab it. We want the rope to go below us. We're gonna wrap it around this way. Right here. I'm right-handed, so I'm actually gonna pull it apart. Okay? If for some reason, throw it out. Make sense? Because we want the rope. And everybody else misses. Pay out down there. Okay. Turnover. They're not going to be way out. Just cheat a little bit by coming in. Alright? The next piece of that, throw it all the way. Get it to where it lays. Throw in that thrower. In the water. Okay? He's going to throw. Make sense? You can catch the next person.
Already covered.
It's because you weren't moving. You got to keep those toes moving. I get so used to doing it when I got my toes on the
All right, give me my first guy.
Whoever's that first person, you point to that person. I got you. Once you get into this,
I hope nobody's got nothing in their pockets. What you want to do is get your feet up, catch the bag, put it this hand. Yeah. All right, y'all ready? Put it in the water.
Can you hold this one?
Yeah, put it in my pocket right
Thank
there.
you.
No
I
problem.
totally forgot.
No problem.
Hey, stop.
I got him.
Nope. Next person, come to me.
On the shoulder, right?
Put it over. Put it over to you. Right hand.
Rope out. Sitting on the other side.
I'm going to hold it. Just keep your feet up. Let the current take it.
Jonathan, I got him. Warm up. I got him. Warm up.
Wait for him.
Who's next? Talk to him.
Jonathan, I got you. Rope.
Wait for him.
It's cold.
All right, next man, be ready. Over this shoulder, your right shoulder, right? Like this, everybody see it? Am I good?
On his head, okay? You gotta talk to him how to get it out from around his head, all right? Pay attention. It's because of this where we're throwing. We're throwing way early, okay? Wait just a minute on that, all right? A little bit lower.
Hey guys, we got 3 people that are already ready. Take your throw bag. We don't have them bunching up by everybody's feet and everything. Yeah, see how it's already wrapped around your feet? Bring it up here real quick and then stuff it if you can.
All right, all the way out. All right, every throw should be as hard as you can throw it all the way out. There you go. Other shoulder, other shoulder, other shoulder. There you go. Good job. See how it comes right.
So right shoulder,
Either one, whichever. Oh, when you're coming in, yes.
One's in the
Over on
water,
that right
guys.
shoulder.
One's in the water.
You ready?
Let go, let it go. Let it go and you can swim into it.
I got you, King. I got you.
All right, who's ready? All right, go ahead and step back and get that out of here. Yeah, I know. Yeah, 2 of them. There you go.
There you go. Good job. Just like that.
There we go. Lean back, lean back, lean back. There you go. Excellent. Good job. If you see him rolling over like that, if you see him rolling over, just quit pulling.
You don't have to have a bag all the way full, guys.
That's right.
I got him.
Maybe help someone out and get one stuck. All the way. There you go. There we go. Grab it, pull it away.
There you go.
Lean back, lean back, lean back, lean back. There you go.
Somebody?
Oh, lean back, lean back.
With my next man. You ready?
Get the stuff down in there.
Tear up a little bit, you might get a couple back. There you go. Partner up. That works. You get some stuff.
Sit back towards me. Larry, sit back. Feet up there. Feet up there. Feet all the way up there. I don't see your feet yet. There they are. All right, here we go, Larry. Now, you're just going to float down the river. Catch your rope back. I got you, Larry. I got you, Larry.
Hey, Larry, we got you. He's going to throw you this rope. Whenever you grab that rope, put it on your right shoulder. It's going to bring you in, okay?
All right. We're ready. You better have it. Taking your breath away.
All right, Larry, about 2 seconds. Rope's coming. Right on your feet, Larry. Put that over your right shoulder.
There you go, Larry.
What's bringing you in?
There you go. Good job. Talk to him. Talk to him.
Right shoulder. Right shoulder.
Right shoulder. There you go. Good job. Going a little faster. Or, hey, partner up if you have to help somebody stuff. I got you. I got you. Wait for him. Wait. Anchor. I guess you're back there. All right, on the road. Uh-oh. Got him. Yeah. You got him. There we go. There you go. Wait, get yours out of here.
It shocks you. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it shocks you, but after you do the first initial shock, it ain't bad. As you saw, I went in that second time pretty fucking quick. So, and I'm in regular fucking clutch. You're in the wet zone. So, I'm gonna come on this shit.
Oh, you still got a little bit.
Damn it. Hey, Freddie, if you give me a second, come over there and help you.
All right.
Yes, it really does. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad Joe had this because Joe just saved my head. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
My biggest problem is I got water in my boat, so I got to put water in my boat. I didn't have no resources to worry out here that would be good for the river about full lawnmower.
Works better than two of us doing.
Is this it? Is this a
For now, anyway.
Yeah, just 50 foot. I did a 75 foot.
Oh, you did, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. You cannot feel your hands at all. So.
There we go. Nice throw right over top of him. Good job.
I was gonna wear like that jacket down here. The bad thing is the line in my boots kind of messing up. Because I don't know the line anymore. That's the only boots I have. I don't have other boots.
I got a pair of tennis shoes up there. I bought for $12 last night. You put them on. They're not going to fill up with water and while you don't.
They already did it way down for you.
Four count. I got you. Where are you on, Kevin?
This is my third round right here.
Okay.
Third round.
So, got you. Starting? Put it on your right shoulder when you get it.
He's my starter, my third round.
Okay. Over your right shoulder, over your right shoulder.
I'm sorry.
There you go.
Taylor was the first of my third round.
Okay. Land in the water, need a rope. Need a rope.
What do you get in there?
Put it over your right shoulder. Good, Holly.
I got you.
Dry, you ain't gonna get warm.
It's like, oh god. Let's start stuffing bags, guys.
Rotator cuffs, okay? Especially if you got good strong current. We don't have as much strong current here, okay? We have a good current, a really good current, okay? It's moving pretty good, all right? So, make sure when you got the rope, tuck in here. Use this hand to balance you out by pointing, okay? Some people, they like to hold on to two, okay? Well, if you get top heavy, you're gonna roll a little bit, all right? And that'll make you panic, especially if you're not used to it, all right? We don't want that, all right? So keep that hand out to help balance you out, all right? And relax once you catch it. Don't fight them pulling you in. Don't try swimming. Don't try doing anything. Just hold the rope close your eyes, kick back and take the ride, okay? But once you're fishing in this, it's gonna come easy. You're fighting two elements here. Not used to it. One, you're second, you're dealing with cold water. All right. Normally, when you're going to be rescuing or doing things, it's going to be in the summertime, right? So you're already defeating one element from the get-go. So whenever you do have to make this cold water rescue, it's a quick rescue. You're already comfortable. You're already used to it, for the most part. You know the shop. You know the feeling. All right. So now all you got to do is get comfortable in your gear. That's what we want you to do. All right. Get comfortable in this gear. Know that it's going to help you. It's going to make everything work easy as long as you don't fight against it. All right? So, one thing you're going to have to do whenever you get out of the water, run up here. You got to jump jacks or whatever to stay warm, okay? Or some of you, if you're like me, when I get cold and I get in the water, it's warmer for me to be in that water, even though it's cold water, than it is for me standing on this bank. So it's whatever's comfortable for you, all right? You do whatever works for you. But today I'm not, just because of the fact that we're going to be in and out so much. Okay. All right. So deep water or shallow water. Always go to the survival swim. Because if it's shallow water, you put your feet down. There's where you're looking for your problems. All right. That's what we're trying to avoid. When we do our boat operations class here with y'all this spring, we're going to show you how to make entries from the boat out into the water, even in shallow water. Okay, we do some Swiftwater entries off the boat, the same as we do on land, that would freak a lot of people out seeing what we jump into. I've jumped off a 10-foot rock into water that was this deep. Never hurt, never bothered me. But I did it right. Okay, you do it wrong, you don't have problems. All right, but we're gonna teach you all that stuff. All right, but today we're just gonna do the survival swim. All right, make that catch, net right arm. Don't fight. All right, because like I said, once you start fighting, that's when you start wiggling, twisting, and you start taking the water. Because the current and the water with your body, if you're doing it right, with your feet up, the water's gonna come over your head. If there is a lot of water. Okay? Now, what happens is, and we teach you that, it creates an air pocket right here. If you do not panic, that water can come over your head and just literally, you won't even see my face, but I can breathe all day long. Okay? Whenever you get to Swiftwater or whatever, we'll teach you how that works. So, but you cannot panic and you cannot twist and move to keep that air pocket. All right? Everybody understand? We're good? We ready to get wet? Not really, but I understand. Feet up, feet up. Just relax, lean back.
I got you right here.
All right, let's hit the bag swim.
Yeah, shit, it's fine. It is easier for me. I mean, I'd rather be standing in the cold water.
There we go.
Here you come. God, man. Woo! Here you go. Keep your hands going like that.
All right, wait on him. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Don't miss.
Pull a rope, be ready. First ready.
Two people, grab a harness, lift it up, and tow it to the water. Okay? Then people tote the boat. Okay? Depending on how big the motor is, all those kind of things, you're spreading the weight out. Yours is going to be mounted eventually, permanently, when you get the lift and everything on it. So we got to talk about how are we going to actually get it off the boat. Okay? You can slide it, whatever. Yours has two handles. Okay? But when we unclip this, I want someone to come over here. I want two people to lift the back of this up. Come on. No. Come on. Get two people. Okay? Alright? It's pretty heavy. Okay? Very heavy. It's not a two-person job. It's not a three-person job. There are three specific handles on this boat. Okay? There's one on each side of the back, and then there's one right up here. To be honest with you, the one right up here, it's not too bad. Okay? This one right here, probably. Okay? Not too bad, right? That person can do it. So, thinking about how you're going to do this. Okay? In my mind, every boat's a little different. So, grab me two pieces of webbing. Sorry, I forgot to bring it. So, we have to look at ways, how can we spread the weight? Okay? Many hands make light work, right? So we know we got two right here. Now, carrying that's not quite an option. There's a lot of different spots here that you can actually put pieces of webbing under. Come on up close, guys. This is your boat. You're gonna have to, look at different things. We're gonna grab some more, a little longer pieces of webbing. So think about having a few pieces that you can get and actually loop in to a few spots to lift up. Okay? Now, you got two people on the back. Okay? Two people right here and a person up front. Okay? That's not too bad, is it? No. Okay? Now we're actually taking five people, spreading the weight of this over, and we're basically reducing reducing the load that we have. Another thing to look at, let me see that piece of webbing. Our hands are one of our weakest muscles. Okay? We have so many bigger muscles to use. So if we go ahead and just take this, I can almost lift it myself. Okay? Because what am I using? Using a big muscle. So think about different ways that we can do. So if you went through Swiftwater, you learned some of the knots. But in one of these we tie a quick water knot, which is basically an overhand that you do a follow through to. Do an overhand, you do a follow through too. It's real simple. So you drop it. I have my shoulder. Tie another one if I need it further down. All you're doing is making quick reduction in lengths. When you do that, you can actually for you, if it's your boat, since this is your boat, I would get a few pieces of webbing that kind of get the right length that you need, and you don't have all those knots in there, and it's nice and easy. And now I'm using my legs instead of my body. So possible thing is to run it into a mud flat or a sand flat. Okay, gravel's not too bad, but that mud and sand literally will cake and suck right in there and do a big plug, and it's the hardest thing to get out of that. So when you're in those shallow areas, pay attention to the, you know, that's it literally is sucking up to jet backwards. Pay attention to not letting this get where it's straight down, getting sucked, all that debris sucked in. Okay. Pull it backwards so you can get.
A couple more hands on the
Any hands, maybe get a couple more over there. Get a couple more over there. There we go. Easy walking, watch your feet, watch your feet. Slow and steady, slow and steady.
All right, now you guys with the heavy end, if y'all need a break, all right, everybody lower it down and switch out.
That's right.
Drop it down,
All right, everyone switch positions.
switch positions. But as you know, your heavier portion is down here, so they're taking the blunt of it. So you have to rotate around every so often. Just like when you're lifting a patient and moving patients. Okay? You're gonna wear that one person out if
Everybody ready?
you leave him in the heavy spot.
One. You got a rope dangling, watch that rope. Watch it do. We have had to slide it, okay? So think about what's in the ground, okay? You may not be able to pull it. You don't have enough. We had to put a call system to drag it back up. The biggest thing is protecting that motor so we don't tear up the motor, you know, when you're sliding and pulling those. That's an object that we will not actually pull on, okay? It's not an anchor, it's not a spot, you know, to do that to, okay? All right, so, moving the boat.
Just a sidebar to that.
Yeah.
I have witnessed on the Duck River, two geniuses that thought that they would just unhook the trailer and run it off. The boat will not float itself in the trailer.
Generally. But it seems real good because you're on wheels, okay? You know, there's a way that they do that. They actually put a third wheel on the trailer and you winch it down the hill and stuff. Nothing wrong with that, but understand when you get to the water, the trailer is anchored, okay? Don't sink your boat because of that. Boat, what has to be in the boat, and then also think about, hey, what are we going to bring down? So if you're going to need ropes, you're going to need whatever, bring that down after you get it down in place. Don't load it up. A lot of people, oh, it's a great thing to store everything in. It's not a storage unit, you know. Pay attention because every bit of weight counts when it comes to a boat like that.
Like
So
you,
go ahead.
like you said, this is your boat, okay? So retrofit it, knowing you're gonna have to. If we know we might have to have extra points, go ahead and cut you some webbing to length for each one of them. If you have enough people, then you know everybody's already got a hand. It's not going to take up your room, okay? Plus, it's already stored there. Or if anything, you've got to store it. Have them to length, just throw them in there. And then if you need them, you got them. If you don't have a ramp available or anything like that, you can also, if you have to, you can make your little trolley system. Put some wheels on the back and just attach it to the side of your boat to where it'll help you roll it to the bank or get it to the bank.
The thing is we have methods and ways that we actually move in the water. Okay, so let's move back up towards where the truck is. And we're gonna We're gonna go over all those on flat ground. You can see it. Check this one. Pretty stable. Pushes against us. We're nice and tight. Get the person we're rescuing. We open up just a little bit. They're right in the middle of us, and we're holding them up, and we can pull them right back out. We didn't have to swim. We walked out there. We can take water in this right pretty much up to our waist without any problem at all, and we're nice and stable, even if it's odd. The thing about this is one person's always going to be stable and go, hey, I'm good, and then the other ones are going to move. So we're going to try to move this way, and the whole thing spins around in a circle. So basically, we're gonna move in this one counterclockwise, and we're gonna move. But one of us stays, and we're just gonna take a few steps. Okay. Now we may go. He's gonna go ahead and reposition to where he's stable, and then we may go clockwise or counterclockwise from clockwise so that he can move. Okay, because I'm stable, and we can move. Good. All right. All we got to do is talk. Okay. Then I straighten back up. Because what we're doing is if we're unstable our feet, especially when you're on slippery rocks and everything, all we're doing is if I start to slip, what do I have? I got a person right here. That's why hey, I'm stable. Okay, you guys while you're moving, use me as that prop to do that, okay? So basically what you're doing is you're using one person completely stable to be that stabilization while you move. Then those two, someone goes, hey man, I'm still not good. Hey, I'm good. He's the person that you're now going to pivot off of, and that becomes the stable person. And then you move. Is it fast? Nope. But it is very stable. Done 2 rescues like that in calm water to go right out and get somebody for that. So then that's a circle. Okay. So then, see the paddle. We have the line abreast, same 3 people, okay? We're gonna take a paddle all right, we're gonna basically interlock, and now we can walk straight forward, we can sidestep right. You gotta communicate, right? The military right, forward. But what happens, I fall in the hole, I'm interlocked, okay? Someone else, we all have it to walk out. The disadvantage is this right here, this paddle's a little bit shorter than a lot of like the whitewater paddles. Where do we put the next person?
In between you.
It's good for 3.
It's only good.
It's only good for 3.
Nobody else can come in.
For this size paddle.
For this size paddle.
Okay. So you got to think about that. A pike pole. We've used it with a pike pole. Pike pole's 6 foot. Hey, we can get 4 people on that one. So think about what you have. But what you're doing is you're using a device to interlock all of you together. Same 3 people you can do a line with. So he's up front. Bam, line. And lines are great to do two motions. Directly forward, fast, ready, move. Okay? We're moving forward, that's pretty fast. And we can go like this. We're gonna step right or left.
Stepping right, ready, step.
All right?
Moving back,
Okay.
ready, go.
But
Stop.
the only place that this is stable is directly this way. It's not stable this way at all. Okay? But we're still using each other. So you have a circle, a line abreast, or just a line. Okay? All of which, the line can be 15 people. And you will actually you'll go from a wedge to a line in one of our evolutions. But the next one is the Egyptians used pyramids because of what? Stability. Okay? So what we're gonna do is we are going to build a pyramid. Okay? And it's basically a wedge. That wedge is very strong because you have a point, and then directly at a 45 off of it should be another person. Okay? So your legs are right in here, up close and personal. We're gonna lock. Some people interlock, okay, which is good to hold together. Sometimes it gets in the way. It all depends on how you have to do it, okay? But, so I got those. Step in here for me. Sir, come in here. In there. Next. All right, you're going to be right in the center. Right there, you're going to hold both of them together. You're going to hold him in there. One more. and right there, and hold forward. Now, nice close and tight. We got a nice wedge, right? Water does what? Water pushes against an object, it rolls off of an object and pushes to the side. It's very stable. So this person and this person is holding him. I don't think we'll have it today, but in heavier currents, a couple more people, sometimes he's off the ground. Water is right to here. These guys are just barely touching the ground. This row here are holding them. This row here is holding them down, and we walk forward when he's not even touching the ground. Because we've done our job, together everyone accomplishes more, and we've overcome. We know that water does what? It piles up and pulls around. The people in the back, as an instructor, I'm back here going, hey guys, what's so wrong? Because I'm in waist deep water. I'm in a huge eddy behind it. You'll get to see this later today, how that. The only way to do that, though, is to be up close and personal, okay? You gotta be tight. When I look at this, I shouldn't go, hey, I can see right through there and see the back. Okay, you gotta be close and tight. But it's very strong. We've had wedges the whole class. I mean, a huge wedge, and literally the person up front's just about drowning, and I am, you know, in water like this in the back. Okay, because it literally
disperses the water.
Parts the water. Okay, so person up front's important. We needs to be strong. Doesn't always need to be the smallest person, because that's where the water is going to be the highest. But they need to be in command, because they're doing what? This is where this whole thing starts, right here. This water, that amount right there blocks it to where it starts the split of the water. If we don't use something, he is actually leaning forward to make this happen. He doesn't have anything to lean forward on. So if we're sitting there, we can only lean forward so far before I fall, right? But if I have something out in front, I can lean forward pretty good and stay there for a while, right? Without my feet getting washed out. So a paddle or something like that to break that initial bit of water, because that's what gets the actual wedge broken. Usually when the wedge breaks, is water.
The paddle's way over here.
And the water starts taking his feet, then his feet, and etc., and it literally breaks right apart.
Pick the paddle up like this, because where's my surface at?
Across the width of the
So it's coming here, okay? Which you don't want, all right? So whenever you do move your paddle, you want to turn it straight up so you can slice it out, okay? Then I'll move it down here, put it in place, find a good spot, turn it in place. All right, everybody moving right. When I say step, we step. All right, everybody ready? Moving right, ready, step. Okay, it's not a fast thing, but like you said, we can work out of the back here. Walking and we walk right across the manhole and it's not there. Well, when you fall, everybody's got a hose, so we're able to pull them up. That's what that's the purpose of that. With the circle, biggest thing with the circle that we find that everybody has problems with is staying in tight. Because once you get water in there, it separates you, okay? So if we're not in tight, and that current's still coming through, and we've got it opening, it's gonna push you apart. When that does that, you're gonna start floating, okay? So you have to stay in really tight. And if you have a victim, you stay in really tight with them.
Remember, one person stays, the other one's moving. So you kind of open up a little bit. Okay? Okay, see that difference right there? brought the boat out here. One of the hardest things to do is get in and out of the boat. You got to get pavement in and out of the boat. So we're going to show you a technique to get you in and out of the boat, someone in and out of the boat just a little bit easier. Okay? And that technique is actually using a backboard to do it. We are not boarding them. Okay? We're using the backboard. And I'm already there. Okay? So, one of the hardest things is if I was down in this water and you went and got somebody to get them in the boat, because we normally can't just go, oh, I'm standing up, okay, when we get deeper, right? So, one of the ways we do it, again, another tool in the toolbox. You know, there's other ways to do it. There's cargo netting, there's a lot of other things, okay? But we have backboard, okay? One of the things you do with backboard is you actually get a push backboard. So if the person is able to, okay, all you have to do is swimmer, put them in, okay? The hardest part to get someone in is what generally happens. We get their upper body and they lay over like this and their feet are underneath the boat. And they're in an L position. It gives us that pendulum to actually function. So what you're doing is the guys in the boat pull in a little bit, the guys here lift up a little bit, and all you're doing is throwing them in the boat. Okay? It sounds funny, but we're using his own weight to our advantage instead of his legs and everything. That's pretty good. Being stuck. It's in their position, okay? So the boat.
Now we've created an spot.
Now it's inside the boat because the boat is blocked. And now where you go, you're getting washed downstream. But if it's safe because it's wide enough and you're not going to get into the bank, you're protecting your face. Don't go this way. You don't want to flip it the other way. What are we doing? This gets clean. This makes it easy and fast. Obviously, this needs to be tight where that's all the way there to where it's tight. Where that's just barely there, it's not going. And all they're doing is swim up here, come in on here, and push it in the water. Alright? So that way you don't have a whole lot of drag. All you need is a ramp. Any questions? Alright, so that's kicked in. How do you get out? Is rolling off. One of the reasons for that is this style boat is not known for its side-to-side stability. And if I jump off the front and do an entry, I'm pushing the front that way and it cuts over. And next thing you know, your boat's gone. So the boat is not as light as you think it might be. Okay, especially when you're having to deal with floodwaters. Because the biggest thing issue you're going to have is having the manpower there to pick this boat up and put it in the water. If you don't have a ramp, okay? You're going to lead at least 6 people for the most part. So, you know, and I know it was already mentioned. I know you're looking at all the different places that you can have access to. After today's dealing with this, how important is that? That's going to be huge, right? So think about that, and as you know, again, we've been really good about, you know, studying pre-planning for fire buildings and those kind of things. It's no different. It's a risk, and so we just need to do that pre-planning, and I think this will work out really good for you. So, but those are some of the small things that we can do to pre-plan the use of the boat, so that when things happen, you're either able to use it because it's already been planned out, and we've gone to the, you know, sitting at the station with a rope cutter and a little bit of webbing, and we pre-made it, and then we got 6 people during training one night, spend 15 minutes and take care of it. Which means someone's gonna float down, we're gonna swim out to them, and we're gonna pull them in. Okay, we don't get a rope, we don't have an option. Basically, we're simulating either moving water or a flood condition where you can't get your boat in, whatever, and you end up having to swim someone to shore.
I'll tell you what, Alright, let's line in a line. Alright? We're still gonna take the one. Alright? That's what we're gonna do in a straight line. Hey Scott, we're gonna do a straight line, so we're gonna do a straight line.
Okay.
Alright?
Everybody set? Good. Good. Set left. 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 Step left. Left. Start the line. Step left. Left.
This class kept on going. We got a few more coming in right before we finish, everything. Oh, morning. Unexpectedly, one thing we're learning is what? Weather, right? How to deal with the cold weather, things we need to do, clothing we need to wear. Okay, kind of that unplanned training. Anytime you get an opportunity, we want to make sure that we use that opportunity to learn from it. So think about it when you're out there today, if something worked or it didn't work. Okay, everything we tell you to do isn't always the right thing for you. So you have to figure that out. If it didn't work.